Okay, it's my last day in Suriname. Tonight and tomorrow are going to be brutal days, but at the end of it my reward should be a flight on Turkish Airways business class. Please press subscribe to follow my adventures around the world and press the bell icon to receive a notification when a new video is released every week. So I have to get from Paramaribo in Suriname to Buenos Aires in Argentina, which you'd think would be easy. They're both in South America, but Suriname is a very poorly connected country, and the most convenient way is actually to fly via Amsterdam in Europe, which is, well, not very convenient. So what I'm going to do is hop around South America. I fly on Suriname Airways from Paramaribo to Cayenne, then to Belém in North Brazil. I have quite a while there, maybe, depends on the flight I take. And then from Belém I fly to Sao Paulo in South Brazil, and there finally I will be able to hop onto the 3-hour flight to Buenos Aires on Turkish Airlines. Overall, this will be my biggest day of traveling on this trip. It will take me 24 hours, more or less exactly, to get from Paramaribo to Buenos Aires. My biggest concern is actually the first flight from Paramaribo to Cayenne to Belém, which I've been tracking the flight for about a year, and it has a habit of getting cancelled, and if it does, I don't have another flight out of Suriname. I'm going to have to pay for a last-minute ticket to Amsterdam and then double back. Once I get to Belém in Brazil, I've actually got a fair few choices. So my flight from Cayenne lands in Belém, I think, at 4:30 in the morning, and I am booked on a 4:50 a.m. flight to Sao Paulo, which I'm almost certain I'm going to miss. If I do manage to catch that flight, then sweet, there's no problems. If, and this is much more likely, I miss that flight, then I'm booked on 2 others. One of those flights gets me to Sao Paulo at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it gets me to the wrong airport. So I have to do the cross-city airport transfer out to Guarulhos, which at peak hour in one of the most congested cities in the world is not something I'm looking forward to. The other option that I'll most likely take is a late afternoon, LATAM flight, which gets me into Guarulhos Airport at about 6:30 in the evening, where I will have to collect my luggage and then go and check into my Turkish Airlines flight, which leaves at 8 o'clock. So if there's a delay or anything like that, or a cancellation, then I am screwed and will miss my connecting flight to Buenos Aires. All of the flights are on separate tickets, so I have no cover if something goes wrong. And on top of that, I've been fighting off a cold for about a week. My ears still haven't popped from when I flew into Suriname in the first place, so I'm not looking forward to 4 flights with my ears in intense pain with a bit of a cold. I think I'm going to have to spend a lot of time relaxing when I get to Buenos Aires. The Surinamese Airlines flight wasn't great. They kept turning the lights on and off, so I didn't get any sleep on the flight. I'm currently in Belém Airport. Thankfully they had sleeping pods here, so I got my full 8 hours. Which means I did miss both the 4:50 a.m. and the 11 a.m. flight. So I will get on the later 1 p.m. flight directly to Guarulhos Airport, and I will have a bit of a tight transfer, but now that I'm well rested, I'm not too worried about that at all. Okay, so my flight was a little late, but I still got 1 hour and 10 minutes, I think, until my next flight leaves. And my bag was luckily first off the carousel, so now I've just got to find how to transfer terminals and I should be good to go. And all checked in. The plane coming in from Istanbul is delayed, so I've got plenty of time to enjoy the lounge. And pretty glad to finally be in a lounge. I've been paying for my airport food all day like a chump. The Star Alliance Lounge at Sao Paulo Airport is very good. The layout is calm and inviting, with comfortable seats and an abundance of power sockets. There is a wide variety of food, both hot and cold, and good desserts. There's a good selection of wine too, but the only beer available was Budweiser. And since I wanted something with flavour, I instead opted for a glass of cashew juice, followed by a beautiful glass of Argentinian Malbec. Thanks to my flight delay, I even had enough time to have a shower. I'm flying Turkish Airlines Boeing 777, which has come all of the way from Istanbul and continues on to Buenos Aires. The business class cabin is huge. Seats are in a 2-3-2 layout, and yes, that means there's 3 seats in the middle, so it's possible to get a dreaded middle seat, even in business class, which would be very annoying if you're flying all the way from Istanbul. The seats themselves seem to be the same basic design as the ones on Air India, with a few thoughtful modifications. There is much more ample storage room that is immediately accessible within your seat area, and there is more storage in the ottoman, plus a handy little storage slip for menus. Talking of menus, I'm a sucker for good print design and love the distinctly Turkish feel of the menus themselves. What surprised me was that there didn't seem to be any alcohol on offer. It didn't faze me, but I still thought it was odd given that Turkish is not a dry airline. Turkish Airlines are famous for their food. I'm not sure how many times they've won the best airline food in the world, but it's a considerable number. And they've also taken home the best European airline several times. That said, my expectations weren't very high. This was a short flight that didn't originate in Turkey, so I wasn't expecting their signature food to be loaded. Then this thing showed up in my seat, which was hands down the best tasting airline meal I've ever had, and I immediately regretted eating in the lounge. After failing to finish it, the flight attendants came around offering main meals. Yes, apparently this was only the appetizer. I was furious at myself that I had to decline. Service was stellar throughout the flight, and the ambience of the cabin was very relaxing. Flowers were scattered throughout, and even the bathrooms were a bit more spacious and a bit nicer than a typical airplane bathroom. After the meal, a liqueur trolley did roll around, and I had a small glass of Irish cream before settling down. The seat reclines into a full flat bed with a good privacy divider and ample seat width. I find these seats really comfortable to sleep in. The bed also includes a massage function, which was lovely. There was no turn-down service offered on such a short flight, but apparently on long flights from Istanbul, you are provided with a mattress and a duvet. In-flight entertainment was very good. I loved how easy it was to use the touchscreen remote and how responsive the system was. It also had the very cool feature of being able to watch the in-flight map on the remote control while watching a movie on the main screen. I settled in to watch some Planet Earth 2 to pick up some filming tips for the next time I'm in the Amazon. Free Wi-Fi is provided in business class, and speeds were good for general web browsing. We touched down in Buenos Aires after a short 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I really wish the flight was longer. I was in a very comfortable place. Turkish Airlines was excellent, and I really want to fly with them again on a longer flight, so long as I don't get that dreaded middle seat. Thanks for watching this generic travel vlog. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more flight reviews. Happy travels.